works.
All right. And do you have, sorry, Angela, you're reading Bunny Bear?
Yep.
Do you want me to read another book, or does somebody else like to read? I don't mind.
That would be wonderful.
All
Thank you.
Right.
Okay, welcome everyone to Stories for Hope, Healing, and Belonging. We're live now, so I'm just going to share my screen and turn it over to Angela, I guess, first.
Sure.
Bunny Bear. Okay.
Bunny Bear. Do you have the power? Oh, there we go. All right. So we're going to begin today's Stories for Hope, Healing, and Belonging with the book Bunny Bear by Andrea J. Loney and pictures by Carmen Saldana. There once was a bear who was more than a bear. Sure, he was shaggy and stompy like most bears, and he could be loud, very loud, if he wanted to. But when he was alone, he loved to bounce through the forest, wiggle his nose and nibble on strawberries. It made him feel free and light and happy. He called himself Bunny Bear. The other bears didn't understand Bunny Bear. They thought he was odd. "What are you doing?" they growled. "Stop hopping around and catch these fish. Stop twitching your nose and eat your meat. Stop sitting there and stand up like a bear." So Bunny Bear left the den without even telling his mama. He bounced through the forest and into the meadow. Then, right there in a patch of tasty flowers, he saw it, a bunny. He tried to say hello, but the rabbit raced away. Bunny Bear bounced, bounced, bounced after her. Underground, Bunny Bear saw the most beautiful sight, an entire warren of bunnies. They were tiny and fluffy and bouncy, like Bunny Bear's heart. "What are you doing in here?" whispered one of the bunnies. Bunny whispers were one of Bunny Bear's favorite sounds. "Me? I'm just one of the bunnies," Bunny Bear replied, a little too loudly. The bunnies giggled. Bunny giggles were also one of Bunny Bear's favorite sounds, but not when the giggles were about him. They made Bunny Bear feel cramped and fidgety. The elder bunny looked down his long nose at Bunny Bear. "You don't look like a bunny. You don't sound like a bunny. And," he sniffed, "you certainly don't smell like a bunny." "But," Bunny Bear gasped, "I feel bouncy and fluffy and tiny, see?" He wriggled his tail and bounced, but his bounces were a little too big. Uh-oh. "I think you should go," the elder bunny said. All alone and covered with dirt, Bunny Bear curled up against a tree and sighed. He didn't feel like a bear. He didn't look like a bunny. What was Bunny Bear to do? Then he felt a poke at on his paw. When he looked down, he saw a bunny. Only this bunny was more than a bunny. Ooh. I'm Grizzly Bun, she roared. You're awfully loud for a bunny, said Bunny Bear. I'm no bunny, said Grizzly Bun. I'm a bear. Nose to nose with Grizzly Bun, Bunny Bear asked, Are you sure you're a bear? Of course I am, said Grizzly Bun. I'm burly and loud, and I eat whatever I want. That certainly sounds like a bear to me, said Bunny Bear. Really? Whispered Grizzly Bun. I mean, really? Yes, said Bunny Bear. You just look one way or something I can't see and feel another way on the inside. That's okay. I'm sure glad you're here, said Grizzly Bun. Really? But I scared everyone away. Not me, said Grizzly Bun. When I see you, I feel more like me. Grizzly Bun's words made Bunny Bear's heart bounce with joy. He gave her the biggest, bunniest bear hug ever. So Bunny Bear and Grizzly Bun found the perfect place to be themselves. They played and giggled and roared with laughter. And there weren't just bunnies or bears, they were friends and they were happy until do 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 do. Roar! Uh-oh, that looks like Mama. Where have you been? Growled Mama Bear. His mother gave him the biggest, coziest Mama Bear hug ever. I'm so happy for you, my sweet Bunny Bear, she said in a berry whisper. I can't see any words on this page. Dancing and singing. Again, I'm not sure if the word are there words on these pages or just pictures. I'm not sure. Oh, they're having a little feast there. Look, I can flutter too. Moo, guys, sometimes I feel really squirrely. The end. That was cute. I like that one.
Okay, and over to Mel for neither. Thank you.
Okay, this story we're going to read is called Neither, and it's written by Arlie Anderson. Once upon a time, there were two kinds, this and that. These and those. One or the other, until Honk. What kind are you? I'm both. You can't be both. You must be neither. I'm neither. Neither tried to play this game. You can't play with us. You're not rabbity enough. Neither tried to play at that game. You can't play with us. You're not birdie enough. Why don't you find somewhere else? You're not one of us. You're neither. Neither, neither, neither. Neither is flying up high. Where did you come from? Honk. I'm from the land of this and that, but I'm neither. So I'm looking for somewhere else to fit in. This isn't somewhere else, but you'll fit in here. Where is here? So many different kinds. The land of all. Come play with us. But I'm different from everyone here. I'm neither red nor orange, nor yellow nor blue. Exactly. Excuse us. We're from the land of this and that, but we don't fit in at home. We're looking for somewhere else. But you said I was neither. You said I should go somewhere else. Well, this isn't somewhere else. This is the land of all, and everyone fits in here. Once upon a time, there were many kinds, this and that, somewhat and what not, either, very, sort of, just, rather, a little, neither and both. And all were welcome. Leaving the land of this and that.
The end. Thank you to both of you. Beautiful readers and stories and messages throughout. And such colorful imagery.
Somebody had a big imagination when they were putting together the Neither book and creating all the different ways that we can be different.
I think that's a lovely little book from for toddlers all the way up, you know, because it can apply to everything, can't it? You know what I mean? It's just the land of all, the land of all. So it's regardless of differences, of any kind of differences. And I think that that's kind of the flexibility of that book, you know, that it can apply for so much. It's beautiful, so simple, this and that.
Yeah. And I like the way the both books connected by their theme of, wanting to belong and sometimes feeling that you don't belong, and just kind of being able to find your place and how that kind of makes you whole when you can, where you can find a place that you can just be who you are. It doesn't matter if you're this or that, or a bunny bear or a grizzly bun, or any of the different, any of the ways that we're different.
Yeah, I really love that reinforcing of that message. Brene Brown tells a story about a little girl, I think, kind of shone light on this idea, but she talks about the idea of either fitting in or belonging. And so I really love that second story. It really shows that idea that you don't need to fit in, you need to belong. And so whatever it is that you bring, that's good, that's enough. And I really love that, conveying that message at such a young age, so that children grow up with that understanding that fitting in is not the goal, that we really need to create space for everyone to belong.
Yeah.
I think that captures that idea very, very nicely.
Yeah. That idea that you are enough just the way that you are. Right. And it's interesting because as we were reading that, I'm thinking, this is such a wonderful concept to introduce to young children because, I mean, I don't know what the experiences are like now for children in school, but I know that idea that, not fitting in, when I was growing up, when I was in grade school, that was a big thing. And that was, kind of the way we felt as children if we didn't fit in, if we didn't belong. And that just added to isolation and exclusion, really, right? So I just love the idea that we're starting to embrace this idea that uh, diversity and that we all are different, but that's an important and valued part of who we are, that individual sense of being.
I think it's really interesting you brought up school, Angela. So I wore a school uniform all the way up till I was 18 years old. And I think wearing your uniform and then you had to like wear white shoes, white socks, your hair had to be a certain length. It was all meant to kind of equal out everybody, right? But even then you would see people wear their uniform in a certain way or, roll their socks up a certain way that people were expressing their individuality. I think I'm constantly struck in these books by how, with very few words, they express really deep concepts. And I think what stood out for me was in Bunny Bear, the part where she said, or they said, you can look one way on the outside, but feel another way on the inside, and that's okay. And I think last time we also talked about the affirmation that these books give to feeling different. Then, so yeah, lovely books.
And I think the book Neither, at the end, when they're in the land of all, but then another bird and bunny come from the land and come in, and Neither says, but you told me that I don't fit in, that I should find somewhere. And you could see, their heads were down, and the sorry look, and Neither said, everyone is welcome. So it was this forgiveness, that was, it's okay, we're okay here, you know what I mean? And I think it was that full welcoming of people who, even though past experience has been negative from them, but then when they come to the land of everywhere, it's, there was no grudges. Everyone is welcome here. And I think that was a lovely little add-on at the end, and done so simply, as you said, Yvonne, with so few words, you know what I mean? And the pictures are just so different, and it's so bright and vibrant that it just captures you in. But I thought that was a lovely little kind of lesson value, that we've got at the end of the story.
Yeah. I also, just as you were talking, I was thinking about how, sometimes the differences are visible, that you can see those differences, but other times it's just something in the way that we feel. So even though at the end, those two may have looked like they fit in, maybe inside they didn't feel as if they fit in. But as you say, everybody was welcome.
Another, I think, interesting piece that I think both stories did was highlight how people or animals or those who feel different are often the ones that do the advocating, right? And that help build that sense of belonging. Like in the Bunny Bear book, the bunny bear was shunned actually from being with the bunnies. And then this other creature who shared that experience was able to create that sense of belonging and connectedness. And same in the other book, although they'd experienced that kind of exclusion, they were able to create empathy and space for those who eventually realized, actually, we want to live in this world of belonging as well. And so how that, I mean, it's a burden, but also how much, you know, through that empathetic experience, how much more room there is for alternative perspectives.
Yeah, just just very poignant and profound, really, when you think about it, right? All the kind of ways that we're socialized to believe certain things and what is normal, quote unquote, and how we don't realize how those messages get passed down to children, even in indirect ways, right? And that, like with everything else around diversity and inclusion, you really have to be intentional and name kind of what is going on and help to explain and navigate through you know, some of the different messages that you may be receiving and the messages that you would hope that your children are receiving.
Yeah, one really simple example for in a classroom with young children is just that either this or that, right? The boys and girls.
Yes.
How easy it is for people to say that without even thinking. It's language we've used for so long that even just catching yourself and thinking about where are the ways where I'm reinforcing these messages is a really important thing to reflect on as educators.
Yeah. And when we start putting people into boxes, how that, like I said, that kind of just emphasizes that messaging, right? And just as you were saying that, I remember attending a grade school where we actually had the boys' entrance and the girls' entrance, right? So again, I mean, not, you know, even speaking to the, you know, the lack of awareness around gender diversity, but just the fact that those two groups were separated all the time, like separate playgrounds and whatnot, and you know, how that also can lead to this kind of othering of somebody who you don't identify as being part of your group.
Yeah, I think when I was growing up in school, it was an all-girls school, but we were put into rows depending on what where we came from, what neighborhood we lived in. So, and we were very, our family was very working class. So I was put into, they actually called it the stupid row. So there was the stupid row, and then the other side of the room was the other end. They were the smart ones. So you were told that you were, you know, everyone knew you were stupid if you sat in this row, and where you came from. And then when we moved to another house, another area. I actually got moved over to another row, moving up the scale. So it seems that I know it sounds nearly, it's laughable now, but it was so real that everyone knew, oh, well, you were, so they knew what neighborhood you came from, depending on where you sat. But it was that, yes, that division again, you know what I mean? That looking for ways to put people into boxes, to put them into an assigning. And then if you're told things so much, you know what I mean? Then you start, don't you? You start believing it, you know what I mean? What you're told, who you are, and then how to move out of that box is quite different. So I think it's these books just hit on so many different levels, you know what I mean, and the links you can make with the language we use and how do we treat and how do we see people, and our own biases, you know, that and on so many different levels. So I think they're very powerful books, very strong books.
Well, thank you for bringing them forward. Sorry, I think you were going to say something.
I was just going to say all good. I mean, I love the book selection today. I thought, as Mel was saying, there's just so many different levels that you can kind of peel apart and have different conversations, but on the same kind of theme. Right?
Well, thank you. Hope everyone enjoys the day, and I'll post the next stories maybe today so that we have a little bit more notice for next time.
It all happens the way it's supposed to happen, Hannah.
Well, thanks everyone.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your day, folks.
Okay, bye-bye.
You too.
You all.
Take care.